Hey there, it's me, it's Jerry Citarella. This is March. This is my monthly video to my clients and others called The Monthly Moment, where I give you updates about what's going on in the markets and the economy and our company and whatever it might be that I feel is important in that moment. And yeah, right now things are a little volatile and we've had a bit of a downturn in the stock markets, and I know some people are concerned, and we're going to talk about that, but I want to kind of go back a little bit and talk about perspective, talk about realistic expectations, and really remind you of some things that we've done over the years, in the last year, and then leading into this year, and even last month where I sent a video and told you we made some changes. So let's revisit and then let's look forward. So the reality is, some people are saying, well, I've lost money and I don't like losing money, or however it's brought up. And my answer is typically, well, no, you haven't. And they say, well, of course I have. And I say, no, you haven't. If we look back a year, you haven't lost money. If we look back 2 years, you haven't lost money. 5 years, 10 years. So really it's about what time frame you're looking at. And yes, this year, recently, things have been down. That's part of this. Now the question is, will it keep going? How far? How hard? And a lot of that stuff we don't know. But let me talk to you about, again, realistic expectations. What is your time frame? Is this money that you need in a week, a month, a year? If it is, then let me know and we need to make some changes. Or is it money you need in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? And then we can plan accordingly for that. Okay? Emotionally, I know it gets hard sometimes, but logically you have to remember. Right now when things are down, we look at that and think, wow, these things that we are going to own for a long time might be on sale now. So should we actually get more? Should we get more aggressive versus getting more conservative? Emotional people often make very, very bad decisions when it comes to investments, and logical people take advantage of those opportunities. Now, that's not me saying we know what's happening right now and we know exactly what we're going to do, but just understand the basics. So last year we talked about interest rates. We didn't think they were coming down. When Trump got elected, we said we're not going to make any changes right away because we have to figure out some things with the tariffs, whether they're going to be more of a threat than a reality. I did a video where I said I think the Fed's not going to lower rates and he's probably going to say we're going to slow down next year. 2 days later, he made that announcement. Last month, I told you we made some changes to the portfolio based on what we believed was going to be a bit more volatility, some ups and downs with a probable sideways market after a while. Now, that doesn't mean it goes straight sideways. It starts and ends maybe in the same place with some up and downs getting there, but we didn't think things are going to fly. We didn't think they're going to crash dramatically. And of course, both of those can change. So we made some minor adjustments to the portfolio, some bigger than others, which I explained last time. I'm not going to go through it again, but I will let you know those changes we made at the beginning of February put all the portfolios in a better position now than had we not made those changes. Even though they weren't dramatic, we did something, and that's what we'll always try to do. So we have to look at what's going on now and say, what is it? How long will it last? What's the outcome? And a lot of those things we don't know. But what we do know is there's been other huge events, both economically, politically, and everything else in history that we can look back on and say, we got through it. And at some point, once we get through it, it'll create some sort of opportunities. And I will tell you, the more emotional people get and the more bad decisions people make based on those emotions, the more that opportunity presents itself for us to have a better outcome coming out of that situation. So I will tell you right now that we are in the same place as a lot of people. We're looking at it, trying to figure it all out. We're trying to see what the outcome will be. You know, when it comes to the tariffs, there's going to be probably one of 3 outcomes. And any one of those, then we can look at it, we can quantify it and make some decisions moving forward, but we're not there. So until then, based on news, based on expectations, based on concerns. There's some stuff going on with our budget in the country, and obviously, you know, there's a lot of controversy about that. In the end, we will have some sort of outcome that's provable, and then we'll figure it out from there, whether it was a nothing, whether they say a nothing burger, or whether it was a big deal. But until then, we're going to have some of this. So I'm not going to go on and on. I think you get the moral of this. You get the idea of it. We're at one of those places right now where everything isn't just wonderful. The last 2.5 years have been great. All we're doing right now is giving back some of those returns. Of course, we'd love to never, ever give anything back, but that's unrealistic. So we're doing our part to try to get through this. We're looking at everything closely. We're watching, but we're not listening to the noise. We're understanding as much as we can about the facts. We're keeping emotion out of those decisions, and I'm sure we'll make some other decisions soon. I think we're close to making a couple things right now. We'll see how it plays out. But ultimately, again, remember your time frame. Remember what your goals were. Remember that it can't always be good. And remember, when you think you lost money, if you've been in this long enough, you haven't lost money. You're just looking at too short of a time period. So we'll see how things go forward. No guarantees, no promises. I will never promise anything that I can't promise. I will never make predictions that I can't predict, but I do control what I can. And the one thing I can't control is what happens in the markets on a daily basis. But again, we think we have a pretty good idea that we're going to stick to the plan for now, and we'll see how it goes, and we'll make changes if necessary. Please call if you have any questions or concerns. I try to talk to everybody as much as possible, but if you need me, call me. If you want to question what I'm saying, call me. If you want better explanations, call me. Moral of the story, call me if you need me. Otherwise, we'll talk soon. Have a great one.